Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special episode of the King Penny's podcast. Hey, tonight's podcast will be a topic of a sensitive subject matter, so viewer discretion is advised. It might make some feel uneasy, it might make some uncomfortable, but it's something that's affecting everybody in the United States, everybody around the world, and specifically in our community. I want to talk about suicide. You know, and getting prepared for this episode, I realized that there's one death every 11 minutes by suicide. And also, too, in 2021, it was the second leading cause of death for children ages 10 to 14 and adults ages 20 to 34. So it's something that's, like I said, affecting our community. It's something that we need to discuss. So I have a lady coming in, and we're going to sit down and talk with her and let her tell her story. I would ask in the comments, please don't leave anything disparaging or negative. And if you do have something to say that is along those lines, please DM me directly and stuff like that. But like I said, this is a safe space, the King Penny podcast, and I like people to feel that they can come in here and talk about what they want to talk about. And like I said, if it's affecting the community, it's affecting us all. So let's have an open and honest discussion about it, man. Let's roll this episode. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of King Penny's podcast. I'm sure you saw the intro, so you know what's up today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hey, man, let's get right to it, man. We're here at LPM Studios at 457 4th Avenue, man. If you're a content creator or if you would like to make videos, music, anything like that, hey, come check them out, man. Come become a member, all right? And with that said, hey, let's bring in our guests. I'd like to welcome you. What's your name, ma'am, and where are you from?
I'm Lynn, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, accent speaks.
Yes,
accent.
you will hear it.
Yeah. Do you have family?
I do. Well, I have two children, 25 and 21, and my son lives in Savannah, and then my daughter lives out here with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that's super cool. That's super cool. So I brought you here today because I wanted to talk to you.
Yes.
You know, like there's been a couple things going on in your life.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, I appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you taking the time to sit down because my whole thing is things that are going on in the community. I like to talk about because I think it's more than just us having the issue. It's other people in the community that are maybe struggling with it, going through it, or in it right now, or
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? And so that's what I brought you here to talk about.
And especially around the holidays, it happens
Yes.
big time. So.
Yes, indeed. So with that said, can I just get you to kind of tell it, or you know what I mean? Like, would you like me to ask a question, or would you just like to?
Well,
kinda
I was just going to say that you brought me here because I attempted suicide in September of this year, and thankfully it wasn't a success. And so I had taken my prescription medicine by the handful. I couldn't even tell you how many I took. I just had a full bottle and I just took them. And but I did happen to reach out to my ex-husband that lives in Georgia still. And so I reached out to him and I said, I can't do this anymore. And he was like, what are you talking about? And he was trying to call me. And so I did pick up and talk to him a little bit. And he was just like, I need your location, trying to find out where I was and everything. And then that's when everyone started blowing up my phone. He reached out to our son, our daughter, friends from work. And so people were just trying to text and call me. And so eventually I told him where I was, and he sent the police, or my daughter sent the location. And they picked me up and took me to the hospital, and I spent 24 hours in the psych ward at a hospital just south of Denver. So.
Okay. So what? I guess I don't know. I guess I want to probably back up a second. Yeah. What? Like, how did it get so low? Like, how did it? Like, where did it start to unravel? I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I can always go back to my childhood of like having those feelings of depression and anxiety, and I lived in a very not rough household, but it was rough for what I felt was rough, yelling, screaming, fussing about little things, so walking around the eggshells, and so that's where my anxiety came from, and just this past year, just thinking of things that have happened to me as a child, that I was like, it just started to affect me more and more every day. Being divorced, it got me depressed. Losing my dad 2 years ago got me depressed. Even more, it just compiled on me. And so I had tried online dating. That didn't work. So I just felt my self-worth was like zero, below zero. And so I was on the way back from a trip to meet someone that I'd met online. And it was okay. It didn't turn out great or anything like that. And so I just felt like I don't want to go back home to this. I don't want to go back to keep putting myself in the same situation and everything. And so I was stuck in traffic, and I pulled over to go to the restroom, and then I was just like, I'm going to do it now.
No,
and so that's what it just hit. Like, it was just like a switch went off, and it was just like the weirdest thing when I look back. I felt numb. Like, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel anything. And when people say that, I was like, how can you not feel anything? I got to that point. And it's a point I never want to be back again. And I, struggle with that. But that's why I'm going to therapy. So,
yeah.
And I think that helps, being able to talk to somebody. So,
Let's go.
Yeah.
So you've been doing therapy since the incident?
So since the incident, after they released you from the hospital, they
link you with some art.
They tell you've got to have an exit plan, or strategy, or some kind of plan, safety plan. So we did the safety plan of, like, my daughter was going to be in charge of my medications because I'm on prescriptions for depression and anxiety. Wow, big guess.
Yeah.
And so she was in charge of that. I had a therapist appointment like a week from then. I couldn't even wait till the therapist appointment. That's what I felt like. Why didn't I wait one more week to be able to talk to someone? And so,
how were you about talking to someone before? Like,
I had talked to my general practitioner and told them that I wasn't feeling 100%, and they upped my medicine a little bit, and gave me some recommendations of therapists and stuff like that. And so but I've always had like thoughts, but it never like really sunk in. Like, it would just be a passing thought, if you understand what I'm saying.
No, not true. But a lot of people, like, what I'm saying, like, they talk about the price of mental, like, like mental health treatment and things like that.
Just prescription medicines. Talking to a therapist is very expensive, even if you have insurance. Most places, most private don't take insurance. They want to be paid out of pocket, and it's so expensive. To me, it's expensive because I'm living in Colorado. Still got a kid living with me.
Yeah.
Even though she's an adult, she still lives with me, and we're just making it. And so mental health is expensive, and it just, to me, that needs to be addressed. That kind of services, because I did call a couple of places here in Longmont, and they said, well, if you have insurance, we can't take you. So it's like, oh, okay, so I have to rely on my insurance. So, and then there's co-pays, and there's all that other stuff. Taking time off work, and so it's kind of like, that's a struggle. And so ever since I got out of the hospital, I've been worried to death about what my hospital bill is going to be and all this kind of stuff. But this is where my faith comes in, because the Lord is really taking care of us. And so I know He'll take care of us and take care of me with the money to see a therapist, because somehow it always appears. It's always in the bank account when it's time to pay her.
Yeah.
So that's where,
Have you always had like a strong faith, like a strong?
Yeah, I just slip and fall like we all do.
Like we all
like
do.
we all do.
They say faith is kind of like the ocean. It kind of webs and tides and all. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like
Ebbs and
goes
flows
out.
and
Yeah,
everything,
like
and-
all that and stuff.
So yeah, and it's like you forget to lean on Him in the hard times and the good times. and be thankful for those good times. And so,
No, so, but when you were going through it, like, so a lot of us don't understand suicide. You know what I mean? Like some of us, like, I reached out like to a couple friends leading into this who have kind of struggled with it just to try to gain more understanding,
yeah.
to gain more clarity, because some of us just live life like, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
oh, we'll get through it. Like, you know what I mean? But
Right.
some people like just have that built in. So when
Yeah.
people like are struggling, we kind of can't fully relate. Can
Right.
understand a little bit, but not really fully. You know what I mean?
Right. Because I think also too is that chemical imbalance in your head that plays a part in it. To me, I feel, but I'm not a trained professional, as you know, but I'm a trainee.
You're trainee.
But that's something that you got to think about is, the way your brain works and the way you grew up, and and some kids just have the best childhood, but then some of us remember this stuff when we get in our 40s, and you're like, oh, shit, that happened to me, or crap, that, that happened to me. And so, and then it starts coming out in these kind of ways. That's what my therapist said too. It's like you push those things back in your brain to not remember them, and then something will trigger it, and then you're like, oh, wait a second, and you act out
Yeah,
in
like
different
I have
ways.
a friend and she's in therapy right now, and she was telling me like she had suppressed, like as a child she didn't feel like she was heard, and now like at like 40 something, she's really like, you know what I mean, you're gonna listen,
Yeah.
like to every, like, you know what I mean, just loud and boisterous, like, no, you're gonna listen to what I have to say, like, like just out of the blue.
Right, and you're like, whoa, where's this coming from?
Yeah.
But it's just her saying, wait a second, it's time for me to be heard. And, it's that inner child of coming out as an adult. And it's like, wait a second, I do have an opinion. My opinion matters. I want to, someone to hear me. So, and it's just to me, I feel like it's your inner child coming out and being like, hey, hold up, wait a minute,
Yeah. So as far as support goes, right? Like, so you said that they had you come up with a plan upon your exit, but also too, have you built like a support system like around you? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like I have a really good friend at work,
Yeah.
that looks after me, and she's like, are you okay? You doing okay today? Or, if I'm down or something, or you want to talk about it? And I'm like, if anything is going on, I will talk to her about it. It's kind of like my free therapy.
No, that's
you know
cool.
and so, and then my daughter, I have a great relationship with her. And do we fuss and fight and argue like moms and daughters? Yes, but we get it out, and that's what I didn't have with my mom. I didn't have that relationship with my mom to be able to express my opinion, and I let my kids do that. I'm like, I don't want to be like that. And then got my therapist, and then I've got just really good friends, and I train. As you know, I try to work out, and that's another thing that helps mental health big time.
Oh man.
It is just like, even if you don't work out by yourself, if you work out with a group, I have a group training session that I attend on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and that is my mental health issue. Like we get it out, and it's like, if I feel weak or whatever, or I feel like I'm like fatigued, my trainer's like, nope, Nate's like, nope, you can get it. You got this. You did this last week. Let's push it to this, And it's just like, yeah, I do have that confidence. I do have that, ability to do this. It's like, so I never say I can't, It's like, I'm going to try. That's what I tell him. I'm going to try to do your best and not my best.
No, that's super cool. I don't think a lot of people understand. That's how I found the gym. Like I was at my lowest, like, like I had kind of hit rock bottom. But you know what I mean? Like I said, I found working out, and ever since then, it's been my place to release my,
Yes.
I in the morning, I can figure out a lot about my day based on how I lift.
Yeah.
Like I'll know if I'm holding on frustration, if I'm angry a little bit, I can understand if I'm calm. Based on, like, my lifting style changes based on, and it kind of sets the tone for my day.
Yes, that's what I've noticed when I do miss. Like this past week, I missed Tuesday and Wednesday, and I noticed my day does not go as well.
Yeah.
And it's just a good start of the day to me is just to get that done, because so much can come up in the evenings and get in the way of your working out, and that's your time with you, your trainer, your people. You know, I like to. They're my gym family.
Yeah.
And so I like to be around my family and get it out, and it just makes my day go better. And I'll eat better. And like yesterday, I ate because I missed. I ate like crap.
Yeah.
And you feel like crap.
Yes.
And it just makes you more and more depressed. So the more you eat like crap, the more you feel like crap.
Okay.
And so that's what it's like. To me, it's better to, start your day off
Definitely.
that.
So how are you, I guess, feeling about life now?
Much better.
Like
I've been
how-
going to church up in Loveland with my daughter and a couple of her friends that she's met up there. And it's just a whole different sense of meaning, of like, I know I'm worthy of love eventually. I know. And
Don't say eventually you're worthy of love now.
now, and the Lord will bring that to me.
Yes.
When I'm ready, because I got to love myself first.
Indeed.
And I'm every day picking at
More and more.
picking at that rock of, being tough on myself. And so,
Because we are our worst critics. Like, we're
Oh.
the hardest on ourselves. Like,
Oh, yeah.
our self-talk. Like, hey, you could have done that back. Whoa, who said that back?
wait a
Now, like,
sec-
you know what I
like,
mean?
wait a second.
Yeah.
I am talking,
And so you know what I mean? So,
Lynn, the
like,
positive is talking, not Lynn, the
yeah, like, you
negative.
gotta-
And so that's what, we got to start doing better about that. I've been telling,
And I think everybody is its worst. Like, everybody's hard on themselves.
oh, yeah. And I think that's,
And because it
that's
takes
not good.
you know what I mean? You have to be mindful of it. It's like an ongoing, like, you have to say, talk positive, be nice to you. Be
Right.
nice. Because we can be nice to everybody else,
right.
but mean to ourselves.
mean to ourselves, and it's like we've got to give ourselves some grace too, because that's what we give to everybody else,
Yeah.
or we try to. So, but yeah, that's what I was just telling Amanda at work yesterday. I was like, we got to kind of quit this. We got to quit talking about ourselves like this. I was like, if anybody's going to be strong, we need to be strong for ourselves. So, because if we don't believe it, how's anybody else going to believe it? So, and that's another thing that helps is therapy, working out the old traumas and all that kind of other mess that brings you to that low spot, and having people to reach out to and not being afraid to reach out to those people. Yeah. So, and it's like, you don't know what the signs are. Like, I don't know what the signs were that brought me to that place, but I just know I just didn't feel anything, and if I saw you down or whatever, because how hyper you are all the time, I would ask you, I was like, are you okay? Are you doing, what's going on? And lean on me, like, I can't take everybody's
Their energy.
their energy or their issues, but I can at least try to help and listen to them, because some people just want you to listen. That's all they need, is someone just to listen to them.
Definitely. Definitely. And don't say I'm energized all the time. I'm pretty quiet. Like,
Yes,
nobody knows that. Like, I'm like a loner. Like,
Yes,
most of
you are.
most of the day I am alone.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? And I be
Well, the only 2 or 3 times that I've seen you, you've been
I
like
smile,
a little bit.
Yeah, I do. You
But
know,
yeah.
I can't be out in public all that. Yeah. but also too. So this is a question I have, and this is going back to the incident, or whatever, like that. And I guess it's just for me, my understanding. What were your thoughts about your family at the time? Or you just didn't have any, like, you know what I mean? You said numb and everything was
Yeah.
on your mind, but you didn't think about, like, them at the time, like your son?
I really, literally did not want to answer. I didn't answer their phone call. I did text my son back, but my daughter, I think it's because I feel like I'm closest to her. I didn't want anything to, I guess I was just so very, very selfish, and wasn't concerned with the way she felt and the way she was going to continue on. And that's wrong, That was really bad of me.
And like I said, I don't mean to take you back there, but like I said, I'm trying to understand myself.
I don't even remember really wanting to talk to or thinking about them. I only thought about myself. Like, to really think about it, I only thought about myself. And even in the ride in the ambulance, and the guy was trying to talk to me, the EMT, and I was just sitting there just looking at the door like, I don't feel anything. I couldn't wasn't thinking of anything, and my brain is usually constantly going about something, and I just sat there and was just like I said, numb. Just wasn't thinking of any. There was one thing I did say to him. I said, I'm in the best place I can be, is in this ambulance.
Safe.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did say that to him. I do remember saying that. So,
You know, and not to make light of the situation, okay? I'm not trying to joke, right? But I had a family member that had like a close, like, kind of attempt. Not really an attempt, but kind of got crazy one day or something like that, flipped out or something.
yeah.
And they took her to the 24-hour hold.
Yeah.
But then when she got in there, she said she realized that she wasn't crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, hey, look here. Hey, maybe I just had a moment. Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
know
what I
She was
thought
like-
too. I was just like, and that was another thing about my humor coming out. And they were saying when I came back from one of my restroom breaks, and they always have somebody watching you.
Oh, okay.
They always have somebody right there with you, and they were like, well, your magnesium's down, your potassium's down. We need you to take these pills. And they were like, they're pretty big. Do you think you can take them? And I was like, that's what got me in here. And I was like and they were like, oh no, dark humor. And I was like, that's the way I handle things. And I was like, I know that was probably not the best thing to say, but it was just the way I handle things. It was like, yeah, that's what got me in here, was taking these dang pills, you know. And then walking into the actual little psych ward, because they put you in like a, just like a little room, like a ER room type thing, and then they move you into the psych ward. And to see the TV wrapped up in, like, to keep people from ripping it off the wall, nothing on the walls, like no light switches, no nothing, you know. I was like, oh my gosh, I have hit rock bottom. And this is the lowest I've ever felt, you know, like, I can be better than this. You know, Lynn, you're not, you know, you're depressed, you have anxiety, but you're not crazy. You know what I mean? Like, people want to put labels on it.
Oh, yeah.
And you just need help. You just need help. And that's what I just needed, was help.
Okay. So, like I said, do you have any advice for anyone like struggling or
like
going?
if you feel low, if you feel just like you feel like you just don't think you can go on, talk to someone. Like, you know, the police, I mean, they really were very helpful once they realized what was happening. They were just like, is everything okay? You know, what can we do? The EMTs were amazing, but just talk to a friend. Pick somebody that you feel like you can, you know, talk to. And to me, I don't feel like, if anybody judges me for this, I don't really care, because I want this to help someone. So.
Well, a lot of people understand you already seen the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
So once you've seen the bottom, it really doesn't matter. Like after, like, you know what I mean? Like after you make it, like, you know what I mean? You kind of start the ascent back up. Really doesn't matter what happened back there anymore. Like,
I'm just like, I'm surviving every day.
Indeed.
If I feel low, I'm calling somebody, or I'm talking to
Surviving,
somebody.
you thriving. You
I
got a
am.
great job, Jim. Hey, man,
Yes.
like, you know, like.
Yeah, I have great friends.
Yeah.
So,
But the main piece I think I take away from this is the loving yourself piece
yes,
and the self-acceptance
yes,
are the two, like, main,
yes.
like, pieces that like.
And nothing is wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody has said something's wrong with you, nothing's wrong with you. Love yourself. You know, I felt like I was ugly. You know, I may ugly cry, but
No, you're
I'm
fine.
not ugly, but thank you.
Yeah.
And you know, I just gotta love myself, and I'm okay. You know, I'm doing good. So just ask for help. That's the big thing, is asking for help.
But no, like I said, I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Yeah,
I appreciate
and people, be honest.
Be honest.
Be honest. I mean, be honest with yourself, and be honest with
If
your
you're
friends.
struggling. or
If you're struggling, it's okay. It's okay. So.
And I think too, I think a lot of people are. That's why, you know what I mean? Like I wanted us to have this conversation. Because a lot of people don't take the time to reach out. They don't, you know, especially everything now is on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that people are so isolated that they don't even realize.
Right.
that they are like, you know what I mean, going through something. Are they just chasing likes? Are they chasing
Yes.
the next, you know what I mean, thing or something like that?
Right.
And like I said, I don't think that they're communicating.
Yeah.
And so, but like I said, doing my research in this, I just found out so many different facts about how prevalent suicide is. Like
Yeah.
that. Kind of like, you know what I mean? Like people get caught up with the COVID pandemic and stuff like that. That it kind of, you know what I mean? Like I guess it just kind of fell under the radar and like with the drug overdoses and like the
Yeah.
addictions with fentanyl that people kind of forgot. Suicide's still there. And
Right,
it's still
right.
very like high on the list of things that are
Right.
killing and affecting us.
Right.
You
And
know.
yeah, it's just the mental health of it. That's what, you really got to reach out for help.
Yeah.
And there are places that will take people that, can't afford, that can't afford it.
Yeah.
And so don't be like me and be like, oh, money's an issue. Somebody will help you. You never know. Somebody may reach out and pay for it themselves.
Yeah.
Hey.
But like I said, I'm very proud of you.
Well,
I
thank you
am.
for having me.
Just for, like I said, just for you showing up, for your strong faith, for you, you know what I'm saying, the relationship with your daughter, and
Oh,
you know what I
gosh,
mean, maintaining the job, keep doing your friendships and stuff like that.
Yep.
Me, gym guy all the way, but you know what I mean.
I know,
I really like that. You know what I mean, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
really think that it brings so much, like I said, just to people's lives that they don't understand.
Exactly. And it's never too late to start.
No.
Because I was 40 when I started. And so it's never too late to start. And it's never too late to, and you don't have to be all crazy and be like benching 300 pounds
No,
and stuff.
easy. Don't do me like that. Let's go 400 something.
400.
Thank you. Don't look.
I'm sorry.
Look, why you doing that? Look.
450.
Yeah, look.
We can edit this out, right?
Nah, we can. Yeah, look, I'll clean this up right now. Nah, I'm joking. Nah, but you know what I mean. Don't put me way back there. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Me, I'm like maybe 90.
yeah. But nah, like I said, everything it takes progression. It takes work, and you know what I mean. You're putting in the work.
That's what I
so,
gotta
like
do.
I said, man, that's all it's about.
Yeah.
So thank you again. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too.
All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in, and I appreciate it. And if you're struggling as well, you know what I mean? Like I said, don't hesitate to reach out. Don't, you can hit me in the DM. Like I said, I'm going to put some numbers on here that you can contact here locally and also nationally if you just need to talk. I'm King Penny. This is Queen Lynn. You know what I'm saying? They killed it today, man. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, check in on your people, man. We're out of here.
Thanks.
That's done.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, you did great. Really great.
Yeah.